Steve, a little humor there. I haven't got a clue. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, everybody. Peter here. Welcome to the Tuesday night weekly AMA for us to answer some questions and kind of give everybody an update, status on some of the things we're working on and putting together. So welcome. But is it just me and you, or is Dawn going to join us, or any of the ladies coming? Or
they're on their way in.
Oh, excellent. So, well, let's see. Let's start off with, wow, the market, right? Just moving there kind of sideways and then down, and little pops there here and there. As we've seen it and talked about it before, I just believe this is an opportunity for people to be able to position themselves, get ready to go. If I think back, there were some tokens that I knew were going to take off, and I was buying some, and then they took off too soon, right? And it's like, dang, if they just could have waited a week, I could have got another 500 or $1,000 or whatever into those tokens, and I would have done much better by that means. So sometimes, things taking off, and again, not financial advice, but ultimately you shouldn't be putting anything into the market that you need anytime in the very near future, right? It shouldn't be all long-term type stuff that you're doing. So you're thinking out that 3, 5, 8 years down the road. From the very beginning of TruBadger, a little over a year ago, we've always talked long-term. We've always talked about, because this is, by the way, guys, this will not be the first and the last bear market, right? There's been before this, and there will be after this. The idea is timing it and getting, of course, your resources to work for you and growing and being a part of it. And one of the ways to get things to work for you is to be part of the Nexus ecosystem, because we're working on multiple projects throughout the crypto space, right? Talking to some enormous players in the space, and some publicly traded companies now and things like that we're talking and working with projects on, that can evolve into a lot of opportunities for us to be a part of and moving forward. And of course, the star of the project we're working on right now is Star Babies, right? Moving in that direction. We're going to give you guys some updates on that tonight. The exposure and the number of people that are getting on board that project right now is looking pretty freaking good for some just real traction, right, in this space. And if I look at it, there was a story that was sent to my email, and I'm going to kind of I'm going to go into my email real quick, and I'm going to get the details, because it says what number it was in there, right? And this is a true happening, something that actually took place. So a little while after, let me find it here real quick. I know it'll be right here. A little while after CryptoPunks was launched, somebody went in and bought a CryptoPunk for $1,646. This was CryptoPunk 5822. So we know the number. We can go look on chain and see the transactions and see what happened. Well, because of that one purchase of that one CryptoPunk, which was sold a little while down the road. Now, I got to tell you guys, when CryptoPunks was first launched, during the minting phase, I believe it was 11 cents. That was the transaction fee on Ethereum at the time that it took place, and it happened. It wasn't gone in an hour, right? It took time for this mint to take place, because there was no rush for it. People weren't going, oh my goodness, go get your CryptoPunk because it's going to be worth 6 figures. And there are going to be some that are worth a lot. So the person who bought CryptoPunk number 5822 actually ended up selling that CryptoPunk for $23.7 million. Now, I got to tell you guys, when they bought it, I do not believe that there was any way they thought that it was being there. They were taking a chance. They were looking at fundamentals. They said, hey, this is a project. It's grabbing some traction. I'm going to take some risk. I'm going to buy this CryptoPunk, and I'm going to jump in. And by the way, they didn't buy it on Friday, and it was worth $23.7 million by Monday, okay? No, it took time for an up market to come for NFTs to kick in. You know, it wasn't a super long period of time, but they were able to acquire it, make the right decisions, and then were able to exit. And to be honest, you've probably set their family free for the rest of their lives, right? Do I know which of the projects we're working on that will do that? No, because I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. But what we can do is do everything we can every single day to make the opportunities for those type of things to happen in our lives and be a part of it. Is that going to be the only time that it happens? More than likely not. There will be other opportunities for other projects to grab some real traction. You know, Bored Ape Yachts, one of the actors is putting it in a show, right? So it's going to be his NFT show. He just bought it back for $250,000 because it's going to be in shows. I was just reading another report that talked about, listen, NFTs are not going anywhere. A matter of fact, NFTs will be everywhere. Not only are they not going anywhere, they will literally be everywhere. They'll be in every aspect, every part of our lives, and it'll be used for all different types of purposes. And it's one of the reasons why we're in the space right now. We haven't hit a home run with NFTs at this point, but guess what? April of last year, you could have bought a Bored Ape yacht, right? After the mint was over, right? You still could have bought it for a fair price. And then traction grabbed a hold and traction came into it. And it's not, you know, and it's not always on launch. Let's go back to, you know, you could have bought Amazon stock on the day it launched. You could have bought it at a later point at either that same price or even a little lower, because there's this thing called the bubble pop in the crypto or in the .com days, and stocks plummeted to all-time lows. And then, of course, the utility was there. And it came together. So a lot of it's on the team. A lot of it's on, do people keep showing up? Do they keep doing what's necessary? Even when things don't work out, do they figure out solutions and solve the problems and move things forward? And that's the team that we are. And it's literally night and day. And I got to tell you, if you have never done your own NFT project before, these are not simple. Okay. There are people that slap crap together. But to do these right, to put together the marketing materials, to get an understanding of utility, to get the verbiage right, to get the marketing right, to get people to pre-buy into it, which is what we've done phenomenally here on there. And, you know, we're like a fast moving company. So we have like employee of the second. Okay. And in this case with Star Babies, Rhonda is the employee of the second, right? So she gets that second because of what she's been able to create, you know, marketing wise and that. And now though, it's being passed off to Dawn, because Dawn's the one now organizing all the files and the artwork. So in a few minutes, she'll get it passed off to her. She'll be the employee of the second, right? Because it'll be passed on to there, and then it'll be passed on to the blockchain people. And then hopefully on the day of launch, they will be the employee of the second, right? Because it'll go smoothly. It'll come together in a great way. And, you know, so this does take a lot of work. And I don't know which of the projects that we do that will be a home run project, right? But we will hit a home run. I promise you, we will hit a home run in this. And what's coming together, and here's the great part about it is, once we hit the home run, so it's like this. You have a YouTuber, spends a lot of time building content. I'm going to use Mr. Beast, okay, as an example. So Mr. Beast started his channel. I don't know if you've ever watched his first video. He was terrible, right? I mean, what a terrible host, presenter. I mean, you could basically see him shaking, right? I mean, it was bad, okay? I mean, just absolutely bad. But now he gets tens of millions of views on his videos, right? Well, what has happened is as he became better and people began to look at his new content that started to grab traction, because he started giving away cars and running banks that gave away free money, right? All the crazy stuff that he did, all of his old content, people went back to and said, oh, it's Mr. Beast. And it got a lot of attention. And he took a project that was sitting there, that maybe a video that didn't have as much traction, and he generated more revenue off of it because of his success down the road. We believe that's what's going to happen with all of our projects. When we hit that home run grand slam, people are going to go, wow, what else have they done? What else have they put together? And they're going to go look at Crypto Gods. They're going to go look at MMAC. They're going to go look at the stuff. They're going to say, wow, they've done a great job here. And that is a rising tide raises all ships. It brings it all into focus and gives it the opportunity to raise. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cover some other stuff, and we definitely will answer some questions. But the first thing I want to cover is Star Baby. So right now, this community has an extremely great opportunity. The opportunity to get Star Babies at $200 versus $250 for the A-list people that'll be there, and $300 on public sale. That is a deep, deep discount on it. It has all the same utilities. You may be somebody who gets a guarantee in a movie. By the way, we just increased it from a few hundred to over 350 now speaking roles in the movie, and there's more coming, right? As this moves along, more and more will come up. We just added on there shadowing a producer for a week, shadowing a director, shadowing an art director, right? A producer. These are experiences that are part of this, where they'll get to go on set, and somebody who desperately wants to break into the movie business going, oh, that NFT is the one. Well, then I'm going to spend who knows what in order to get a hold of it and move it forward. Somebody else also had mentioned to me, well, yeah, but these are like low budget films, right? That you're talking about. No, the one that's being put together in the UK is about £3 million. Okay. And that's about $5 million film budget, right? These all have a major star. Even the Stardom ones will have a major A-list star that'll be a part of these films. So when you're talking about working on these films, you're not talking about working with, nobodies. You're talking about working in the film industry, distribution galore, and where things are heading to. And the studios that we're partnering with, or Stardom is partnering with, are studios that are working with major people. As a matter of fact, we were on about a week ago, and the gentleman who runs the one in England said, oh, by the way, my neighbor is this person. And you would see Corey's face just light up like a Christmas tree. He's like, oh my God, he's involved in, and I'm not going to get into names, right? He's like, oh my God, and this is one of the films that we're talking about doing. And by the way, the films that he normally works on are $150 million plus budgets. And he's talking about doing a film that these Star Babies will allow people to be involved with and be a part of. Now, if you don't know a lot about Hollywood, it's not just being in a film, it's who are you in the film with, what's the chances that it has, who wrote the film. These are the things that will get broader distribution, possible theatrical releases, whether something like a Netflix will pick up and have a chance to blow up. So again, we are talking about real opportunity. That's what I'm excited about Star Babies. Right now, there's 350 people that will get a speaking role in a movie. And if they're good, it won't be just high in an elevator. If they're good, it can be a major role in the film, right? The person who has the NFT will basically audition. If they're not truly an actor and they just want to be on screen and say hi, might be high at a cash register. However, if they do have the acting chops, and they meet a part in that film, they can end up getting a bigger or better role in that film. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love when people get to fulfill their dreams and they get the opportunity of a lifetime. So here we have a project on our hands called Star Babies with Stardom Chance, where we are going to help people fulfill their dreams and make something amazing happen in their life. They'll have that chance. They'll have that opportunity. But we're not just talking about that, guys. Think about every one of these movies having a score. How many of you out there, and put a 1 in, if you know somebody who wants to be a famous singer, right? Artist that wants to be able to put music there. Mostly almost everybody does, right? And they've got great talent. I got to say, because we've worked with a lot of artists, man, we have somewhat tremendous talent. But in the church that we used to go to before we moved out here 20 years ago, there was a woman who could absolutely, every time she sang, would just blow the place up, right? And you think to yourself, why isn't she famous? How could she be singing on Sunday in church when she's like an Aretha Franklin type, right? I mean, just the absolute powerhouse. And it's because of some people get the opportunity and some people don't ever get that opportunity for that door to open. And that's what Stardom Chance is, and that's what Star Babies are. It's the opportunity for people to excel and move forward. Now, what's the opportunity to you? The opportunity is, as we begin to produce films, as we begin to move this stuff forward, and the first person uses, first movies, November comes along, and there's literally somebody there, because we know how to do marketing, right? We actually print out their Star Baby NFT, right? Or get them a little digital screen that they can hold, and they're on set and they're saying, I just shot my part in a movie thanks to my Star Baby, right? Boom. And they point to it right on the screen, and we show it to them that they got it. We do the same thing when we have a premiere to the film, and there's the 20 or 30 people that are Stardom holders that are at that premiere. We give them a little tablet here. Where's my tablets? I got some right here. We're already prepped here, right? We give them their tablet, and we have their wallet on here, and it literally has they're holding their Star Baby NFT, which gave them the ability to be part of whatever event that is, shadowing the director, all these different things that they get to do. Imagine and think about these people that are like, man, I would just about do anything to be part of a film, right? And literally stand in line for hours. People do crazy things, right? To be in films and be a part of it, and to being able to not have to do anything outrageous other than just say, let me acquire. So how does that fit in with you? If you're holding one of those Star Babies, okay, and it gives access to somebody who desires to do that, then the possibility is that they would say, I'm willing to pay more money to buy that from you. I need to get that asset from you because I need to be in this film. I don't want to be in this film. I have to be there. So I will go collect cans. I will borrow. I will do whatever it takes in order to make that 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever it is in digital assets in order to acquire that. Now, as we start to move forward, and as you'll see, part of the utility is these master classes, right? So there are people that will pay thousands of dollars to go to courses and training on directing, set building, finance in films, right? We have people that are very successful there that normally do not create master classes, but guess what? For the Star Babies people, they are going to create these classes. They're going to share their secrets, and they're going to teach people. So imagine somebody wanting to break into film. I mean, look, there's people that go, there's a college in Florida that a big portion of their focus is, it's a film college, right? People literally spend tens of thousands of dollars to go to college each year to then get a degree in the film industry to then go make it happen. So we're going to provide that type of value to it. So there will be people seeking out these NFTs as we continue to build value. And I got to tell you, if we as a community and as a project can turn this into something, let's say where these things are selling for 3, 4, 5 ETH each, and let's say it's doing $2, $3, $4, $5 million a week on the secondary market, and a percentage of that is going to what? Create more value for. That's the beauty of these NFTs. And if you look at like Bored Ape Yachts, the reason why it got to where it got to is it started lower. It started to build value as more and more revenue came in from the secondary market. The team that collected those revenues went out and spent those to what? Create more value for the holders, right? This is a circulatory thing. So revenue is being sold, people that are selling them, hopefully getting more money for them. They're making a profit. Some of those funds go back to the project. The project then takes those funds and goes create more value. And then what happens? The value goes up. Somebody else sells it. More money goes back to the project, creates more value. More money goes back to the project, creates more value. With Star Babies, the majority of all the funds that come in the door are doing what? Going to produce films. What does that mean? More speaking roles in films for more holders, more shadow the directors, more of everything else, more red carpet events, more this, more that, bigger possibility of doing larger budget films, that will have more opportunity moving forward. And so that's the layout of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over to Rhonda. Rhonda's going to run you through. And Rhonda, how many, you told me today, how many people are on the direct influencer list, from micro influencers to bigger influencers right now? How many people do you have on that list that you are sharing all this great content that you put together?
We have over 90 influencers and ambassadors on the list right now. And we just added one more who is bringing 500 with him. Because what he does is he runs an influencer company.
Yep,
agency. And he's bringing all of them with us, to us.
500, most are micro influencers between 5 and 20,000 people each, guys. But you start putting the math together. And by the way, micro influencers actually have a bigger percentage of conversion than big influencers. And big influencers just have lots of people, but their conversion rates are very low. Micro influencers have less people, but their conversion rates are better because they've established a bigger and better relationship in most cases. When it comes to that, they have to work harder for what they get than the other ones. So they do put more work and effort and energy, and they get a better result from there. So Rhonda, let's do this. Let's do a quick overview of it, like a condensed version of it. So we make sure that everybody, by the way, guys, Sunday night, last chance to get these at $200. Okay. Or, conversion to B&B. Is Sunday night at midnight PST. That is going away. Your next opportunity will be $250 in the A-list side of things. And then, of course, $300 on the public sale. So that Sunday is the deadline for that to come together there. Okay. So go ahead, Rhonda.
And that's because on Wednesday, 2 days after 4th of July, those 90 plus 500 plus ambassadors and influencers are going to light up the internet. So, and start filling up our A-list. And our A-list, that's a white list on Cattle
Rhonda, you may need to turn your camera off. You're breaking up a little bit. You're freezing up.
Okay.
I don't think it was on my side, was it? Was it on Rhonda?
Could be on my side.
Yeah, just if you turn your camera off, you're perfect.
All right. This is so true. I've heard this before.
All right, we got you, Rhonda.
All the time. Oh, so on Wednesday, the A-list opens up, and the spots that we have are going to fill up very quickly because all of these influencers are posting and sharing and putting the information out through their own social medias. So this is a hot ticket. And again, we want to remind you that you're not going to Catapult Swap to register for the A-list. You're going to the platform for the Star Babies NFT launch, not our platform, but another platform. So you're competing against all those other people. So this literally until Sunday is your sweet spot to not have to hassle with any of that. I'm just saying. That's what I'm doing. So we've spoken about the opportunities and the guild perks. So this is and Peter, you made such a great distinction between NFTs with utility and without. And this NFT is so loaded with utility. It's like the NFT is just there to hold everything together. But we've got 350 speaking roles in movies, 4 shadow directors, shadow producers, shadow director of photography, director of art, shadow and art director, 500 places to go see, be in the audience for Stardom, Star Chance reality show, chances to go to dinner with the director, go to dinner with one of the actors. There's so many opportunities with this this NFT series, so many different perks. And even if I don't want to be in the movies, but I would love to shadow a producer or a director. I think that would be fascinating. Or go to dinner with someone like that. I'm really not up into the stars, but to get the back end of how all of these things are put together would be fascinating. So there is a lot of utility, and certainly well more than the 200 until Sunday that you're putting into it. So what we've got is a series of 10 iconic film characters that we all know and love and probably have seen, except for one or two of them, which Corey couldn't. He's too young. We tried, but he didn't get it. So we're going to make him sit down and watch Breakfast at Tiffany's so he gets it. So these are 10 characters that people can relate to and are connected with because they watch these films over and over again. And then as we transition into this morphing, this sort of a mix-up, the mashup, we take these 10 characters, these classic characters, which will be very rare, and then we mash them up with all these other accessories and movie bits and pieces. And then all of a sudden there is Dorothy, and she's, stuck in the ocean instead of Jack Sparrow, and she's holding on to, a lightsaber, and so everything gets mixed up. Maybe she's got Freddy Krueger mask on. You never know. And again, that's where those rarities come in. That's what we learned with the MMAC launch, where you go, oh, rainbow skins. Well, the same thing will happen here. The Freddy Krueger mask could be ultra rare. The Oscar statue in their hand could be ultra rare. So there's a ton of fun, unique, rare categories or characteristics to these. The gopher from Caddyshack, things like that. It's very, very unexpected. So the timeline is next Wednesday. This social media machine turns on and they go crazy, start posting. They're doing TikToks. They're required to do a TikTok video. They will be Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever their platform that they have dominance on is where they're going to be blasting this out. And we do this from the 8th to the 14th. The A-list mint day is July 15th, 24 hours. The 16th, we open it up for public sale, and I think they'll be sold out before noon. So we'll see. The amount of folks that are pushing this and are behind it is just insane. So then we've got our reveal party on the 23rd, where we'll be able to find out exactly which characteristics and benefits we may have with our NFT. So you'll find out at the reveal party, did your NFT, does it hold that spot for a speaking role, a guaranteed spot for a speaking role within a movie, or shadowing a director, or whatever that might be. And that will be on the 23rd. And we are already starting to drip the social media and some of the awareness. And then on the 8th, this will open up and just be blasted everywhere. So we're just going to have fun with it. It's not a real serious thing, so we're having fun with it. There was a story on the news about Kim Kardashian having stretched out the Marilyn Monroe gown when she wore it to the Met Gala. And so I'm like, wait a second. We got a little starlet who has that gown. She's wearing that. Who wore this better? It's like, oh, starlet absolutely wore it better than both Kim and Marilyn. I'm just saying. So we are going to have a good time with it. And then these are a few of the influencers that are on board already. And I think this totals with bringing Adam in with his 500 influencers. I think our total is up well over 400,000 folks that these people are connected with. So it is a real fun campaign. It's fast. We're going from the 8th to the 16th, and boom, we're done. And then on the 23rd, we have a reveal party. So it should. And that's all I got, Peter.
I was muted there. So yeah, guys, and I got to tell you, we just got confirmation today. It's not signed yet, but there is an influencer with over 10 million followers who will be doing an interview with Jeff on Star Babies prior to the mint day on the public sale. So it is confirmed, though, that is moving forward. And again, that is 10 million plus followers. We'll get more details on that moving forward. And it's just the beginning. Matter of fact, talked to Jeff today. Jeff's goal is to take what we've already got, and he wants to add an additional 100 million exposure to this before, from now till the date that this runs, on top of the ones that we already have going. A new partnership for Stardom Chance, which is a film studio out of Vietnam. They have over 100 influencers that they have that they're with. The studio's on board, actually has provided some of the roles in it, but also the next step will be getting their influencers on board. So we've got Adam and his 500 plus. We've got the 90 that we've already signed up. Of course, some having 150, 200,000. Today there was a call with another group, which are ex-gamers. They have between 50 and 200,000 people each. There's a whole group of them. They do, one is a medal winner in the Olympics, so an Olympic medal winner, and they're looking at getting on board. We haven't heard an update yet on that call, whether those group is going to come on board, but that would be, again, millions of more exposures. Again, people who have great relationships with their followings and care a lot about what they're doing. We've talked about in the past, these are not just people saying, hey, you should buy this. These are people saying, I got a Star Baby. You should get one too. Hey, maybe we'll be in a movie together, right? That kind of connection, or maybe we'll be on a set together, or maybe it's, we can meet each other because remember, that's what a lot of these people want to do, right? They want to get to know the influencers. They want to be part of their lives. They want to be part of that experience. This is a tying mechanism with the influencers and being able to move this forward. So Sunday is the deadline. Of course, you'll be able to do it at 250. Credit cards and all that stuff in the A list. We're hoping we have 30,000 people that want to be on the A list and only about 8,000 spots, because then that will drive the secondary market on this and move this thing forward. Rising tide raises all ships. Once this is launched, there'll be the custodial marketplace, but we'll also be launching our marketplace. And then we'll utilize that to drive traffic to our marketplace to then develop and build. And that's under the community NFT project, under that project. But we have a new name. We're not going to reveal it yet. We'll do it when we show you guys the site. We have a new name for our marketplace that we're building out and that we're putting together. Okay, so we have some questions. A lot of the questions that we have are on the status of Crypto Gods and, of course, Safufide. Those are the two biggest issues. Dawn's going to start off with giving you guys the update on Safufide, and then we'll talk about Crypto Gods, because that's most of the questions that are in the chat. All right.
Perfect. Yes. So the staking contract is now live. It came live today and we tested it and everything seems fine. So I encourage you to go to your staking wherever you are doing that. I can show you really quickly, just as a refresher, because I know that it's been a while since we've done this. So let me share screen real quick. It takes literally less than 3 minutes in either place to do the staking, check your staking, claim your rewards, whatever it is you're wanting to do there. And I'm going to turn off my camera so that my screen sharing is better. And okay, so as you know, this is Safufide, our website. There are two different ways you can stake. You can either stake using the original website that we created, or you can go into your safe and you can use the staking app within your safe. So you would have to deposit all of your safest tokens into your safe. Then you can access them with the staking app there, and then you can stake and claim rewards and things like that. And I will show you both of them because they're both really quick. So first we'll go to the staking website that we initially had. And it looks like this. And of course you want to first connect your wallet. So let me get in my wallet really quickly here. make sure the right one is connected. Go to right here. All right, so here is the wallet. This is what we did was we had the old staking contract, right? Everything was moved from the staking contract we did have to now this new one after it was audited and confirmed good and all of those things. We moved everything over for you. You don't have to do anything, but it is ready for you now to claim rewards if you have any. Of course, I didn't claim any the entire time we were staking. So don't let these numbers fool you. I just never claimed. That's why it seems astronomical. But I will do that now. The first thing you're going to have to do, again, this is a brand new contract. So if you had previously approved your wallet to work with this site, you will again have to do that because this is a new one. So go ahead and click approve. You will then have to sign really fast. It's 8 cents. And you just confirm the connection here. You'll see it's approving. It takes just a few moments. And everything was working really, really well. We've had several people test it. I tested it multiple times today once everything was live and I got the okay to do that. If you do have any issues whatsoever though, please go to the Zoom rooms. They can certainly help you with whatever issue you may have. They're fully equipped to do that and they know a lot about the staking. So I have rewards here I'm going to claim. I'm just going to click claim rewards. Again, it's going to open my MetaMask and hopefully y'all can see the pop-up. Confirm that really quickly. And you will see the balance here show up in just a moment. This is going to be reading it from my wallet now that I have claimed those. So they went back into my wallet. I just want to copy paste these because I want to restake them. You don't have to do that, but I like restaking them. So I'm going to copy and paste the amount. I'm going to click stake. And then it's going to add to my currently staked balance. And I'm just going to keep staking them over and over and over. All right, so once that approves and it is successful, you'll see that go away and these numbers change. And that is that for this website version of the staking. It's very fast, not a lot involved, pretty simple. All right, so that's that method. Now, if you want to do it from your safe, you can certainly do that too. The first thing you have to do, of course, is connect your wallet to your safe. And I'm going to make sure I have the right wallet here. Let's check real fast. All right, do this wallet, okay? And then over here is actually where I have all of my safes listed. So I'm going to click on that little down arrow. I'm going to go to the right safe. And then I'm going to go to my apps here. Because for this account, I actually did use the safe and the staking app within it. So I'm going to click on staking app. And you'll see it has currently staked and then it has rewards earned. So I'm going to actually claim these rewards here. Okay, so I'm going to just click on the claim reward button down at the bottom. Okay, it says it might fail. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and try it. We will see if it goes through. You will have to sign first again. Even if you've done this before, this is a new contract. Okay, so it may want you to sign and that's perfectly fine. All right, so now because I'm within my safe, I have transactions that need to be approved. So it's a multi-sig safe, right? So everything I do needs to be confirmed with the other wallets that are signatures. Okay, so I can do that really quickly. It does not take long at all. Just gonna click on the transaction. I can see that the first wallet that I'm in confirmed it. I just need one other wallet for this safe. So I'm gonna switch wallets. Excuse me. And let me see if that one will let me confirm. Yes, it will. So I'm going to click on confirm here. I'm going to make sure that my execute transaction button is checked. That way I don't have to do a whole other step of executing the transaction. Once this wallet confirms, I can go ahead and do it in one click. So I'm going to go ahead and submit. It's going to ask me to confirm in my wallet. This is all for security, of course. We want to protect everything within the safe. And that is pending. It will take just a moment to confirm. All right, the Q transaction is now gone. It has approved. And now when I go to the app, I can see that I have actually approved the transaction to work right with this safe again, my wallet again. So now I'm going to claim, submit. It should go through now. Let me just claim those rewards. And it's making me do round robin. Okay, so regardless, just go through the steps. It is within your safe. Everything should work as it should before. If you do have issues, do not hesitate, like I said, to get into Zoom. Once you claim those tokens that are being staked and those rewards, that you have earned, you'll see it here in the safest token balance. Then you can take that amount, copy paste it here, and you can stake those as well and add to your currently staked balance. Okay, so it's just all done within your safe. So just follow through on those transactions, do what it asks you to do, and then it should work fine. As far as any questions about that so far? Did that answer the questions that were in the chat? Hopefully. Maybe. Anybody?
Yeah, I think you answered. Yeah, you're good. You answered the questions. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so there was a question about Crypto God, so I will update you on that. I did speak with the artist who is finishing the actual animation for Dot. That is the second one in the series that we want to reveal to you. So they've been working on the animation, the lighting, the special effects, and everything for that particular one, second one in the series. He is done with that. I'm just waiting on the files. I think it was a day or two ago. He said he was getting all those gathered for me, and I should have them any day now. So I'm just waiting with bated breath. As soon as I get those files, I can send them over to Reza, our blockchain developer. They can then load them up. They will generate the actual ones for each wallet that participated, right? And then we'll drop them in your wallet. You don't have to do anything else. You've already minted. We're just going to place those in your wallet randomly, and then we will have a reveal party. So I'm really hoping that next Saturday, I think that's what, the 9th, 8th or 9th, I don't have a calendar in front of me, after 4th of July, that weekend. That Saturday, we should be able to have a reveal party. That is my hope for Dot. Ada is just done, not as far as the animation or anything, but as far as the purchasing and everything. So we're going to go ahead and send that list over to Reza and the blockchain developer. He was really working on the staking, and I just really wanted to focus on that, get all that done and tidied up. Now we're ready to get back to Crypto Gods, and we can start, planning out what we're doing and get back into motion. So Ada will be in your wallets as far as the static placeholder image. You should see that very soon. They'll be done with that. It won't take them long. There weren't that many purchases, so we'll be able to do that pretty quickly. And then in the meantime, the artist is now starting with the B&B animation and all the effects for that one. So he has everything he needs for that, and he's going to get started on it right away.
Perfect. Okay, and guys, so that's all moving forward on that side. Eventually, everybody getting it. For the value behind the project, right, are the assets that we're building that will be used to create value for that, whether that's events or different other aspects of it, right? Because this is the Crypto Gods is a club. That club will have benefits. In order to provide benefits, assets are needed to do that. So what assets do Crypto Gods has in the future of what's going on. It has and owns Muon token. So when Muon does go and take their token out there, that will be an asset on Crypto God's books that then can be used to create value for Crypto God holders. Okay. It has other verse tokens coming when that one is completed. So it will have other verse tokens. It has, and a couple of people asked about Solar. It owns some Solar NFTs on that side of it. It will own some Stardom Chance crypto babies. It owns reveal tokens when that token goes live on that side of it. So while we're getting the NFTs out there, our goal is to build value behind it that then can create the utility, the value behind it for all Crypto God holders. This stuff just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to come together and put together, but every step of the way, this is moving forward. It's the same way with MMAC. MMAC is working on some huge stuff that looks like it hopefully will come together here in the next month or so. We had Randy on. It was going to be part of the movie. It's going to be the main focus of the film now. So there's being some stuff organized for that to make it all happen and come together. So going on to utility, a couple of people have asked, well, so is an NFT only good for one film? When it comes to a speaking role, that's just one part of it. That's not the only. All the NFTs have ongoing training and masterclass. There will be a virtual studio built. 35 years from now, somebody with that NFT will be able to go to the virtual studio and get in the door and get special benefits, right? All 10,000 NFTs have utility and benefit. There are just certain ones that have it. So let's say right now, we started this, we were at 100 films starting with the speaking roles. We went to 350. When new films are done, especially every single one that is funded from the secondary market sales. So let's say over the next 5 years, 50 films get funded by the secondary market sales by the NFT series, okay? Every single one of those films will add additional speaking roles, director tours, and all that. Those will come from the people that have not gotten it already for them to get new utility and new stuff. And as this, so 50 roles, let's say it's 25, 50 people per film, you're talking about thousands more people that have the potential. The next 5 years, it's funding more films. Now, what we're doing is a portion of the revenue of those films will go towards creating more utility. So it looks like it's going to be 15% of the revenue from the film. So let's say from the secondary market, it creates 50 films. Now you have 50 films creating money that create a whole nother pool, which then create more utility. There is no closed utility here. It's not you used it. Now, there will be a database that says the person already used, this is one that's a speaking role. That speaking role has already been used, which means somebody would buy that wants to master classes. They want some other stuff. They want to be an audience participant. They want the other things. So there are right now features on some of them that are one use, but that does not mean that that person cannot apply for all of the other benefits moving forward. So there's never a point where these have no value, right? There's not a point where it's like, oh, that one's all used up. And it's no good now, it goes in the trash. These will always have ongoing value. That's why it's the A list, right? You're always on the A list. Someone had asked, what's the difference between the white list and the A list? A white list is you're getting on early, you're going to be guaranteed. An A list is you're getting on early, you're being guaranteed. We're just in the film business. So what do you want to be? You want to be on the white list, or you want to be on the A list? I want to be on the A list because the A-listers are the coolest in Hollywood, right? And so that's the reason for the A-list side of things. So it is the same. So I do want you guys to understand that no matter which NFT you get, the value will be tremendous. And then there's always going to be new additional. Let's say over the next 10 years, 500 films get made. and it's 50 people per film that were able to get speaking roles. That's 25,000. What does that mean? That means it's got to go back to the original NFTs and say, okay, everyone with 10,000 have had a speaking role. So now we're going to go back to start again, and we're going to start reissuing more roles out, right, for these films and keep it going. So this is not a club with a expiration date on it. It's an ongoing value. The bigger the property gets, the bigger the brand gets, the more resources it has to create. Same way with Crypto Gods. Crypto Gods utility will not stop as long as we're building assets, as long as it has resources. Its goal is to what? This is how we create value for the project, guys. The more utility, this is what I love about it, okay? For projects that have teams behind them that are passionate and want to drive them, we have to what? Continue to create more and more value for the NFT holders, because that's what makes people have the desire to say, I want that NFT. If there's no continued value being created, eventually people go, oh, the art's cool, but I don't want to. We need to create demand, drive, enthusiasm, excitement about the project. And the only way to do that is to continue to provide more and more and more utility to where somebody goes, oh my goodness, owning a Bored Ape yacht was worth at one point nearly $1 million, right? Because of the cost of the Bored Ape yacht, the airdrop that was given for it. It's not right now because market's down, right? But at one point, I believe a Bored Ape yacht minimum floor was 300,000. The mutant was 100,000. The airdrop was up to like 600 grand that you got in tokens. So if you had purchased one, it was $1 million in value that was created on the asset side, but the value is on top of that, right? There's other airdrops that are coming. There are people that are coming to Bored Ape Yacht right now and going, hey, we want to create. So here it is. You have a special group. It has a name to it. So they're going, we want to create value for your holders, because then we can get value back on that, right? Just like an airline putting another company or brand on it, right? It's, MetLife using Snoopy, right? Snoopy had a good feeling to it, a good brand. So they use Snoopy in order to bring it together. These are the brands that are coming together and being put out there. And that's why I talk about creating dreams and making things happen. How do we build value for these NFTs? When you see somebody that has an opportunity, they live in 300-person town nowhere, right? And all of a sudden get an opportunity to be in a film, and now they're a star. That's the kind of stories that we'll tell about the feel good about being part of the Star Babies community, right? And how do you know? Do I just go on part of the Star Babies? No, I know because I own an NFT. There is a absolute definite way to say, yes, I was part of it. I'm part of this community, because you must have what? The NFT to make it happen. So a couple people were asking, well, how do you get into the masterclass? You have a wallet and it has the NFT in it. When you go and you log in with that wallet, it looks and it says, is the NFT there? Yes, it is. Okay, you're allowed in the door. If halfway through the class you sell your NFT, they're going to boot your butt out of the class, right? Because you don't have it anymore. You're not part of the club. You're out of here. You decided to sell it or transfer it to somebody else, right? This is the beauty of blockchain, because all of a sudden, it's this idea of me not just buying something that's not transferable and that only I can use. It's something that I can get involved with, help build and create value, and then someday go, you know what, I'm done with that right now. Because we all know, right? Everybody collects things sometimes, and sometimes you go, I got too many of those, or I'm not into that anymore. I'm into something different. And you're like, I'm done with that. What do you do with it? Oh, well, just, sits in the closet or whatever. This is not the sit in the closet. This is now I paid for it. It went up, it went down, it went sideways, but I'm able to then find somebody else who wants it and who is interested in that. And I'm able to figure out a medium of exchange for that, and then get some of my assets, if not more. I mean, look, the person who paid $1,600, there's one thing we can all agree on. 23.7 million is more than $1,600, right? Okay. So, I mean, is that something we can all agree on, right? that is an increase. That was a good move, and that they were able to then find somebody who said, hey, and somebody asked me, who would ever pay how much money do you need to have, right? To pay 23.7 million. So first of all, yes, there was somebody who was willing to. Why they did it, I don't know. How much they have to do it, I don't know, but I do know they had 23.7 because they transferred it, and it was that transaction took place and made it happen. So again, these things are happening going in there. Okay, so a couple of people asked about Solar. Of course, Solar got involved. Great group of people that are working on it. They had an issue, and that is that their base asset that they were putting things and holding in, because we paid for it, was in what? USDT. Okay, USDT Terror basically had some issues. Reissuing, doing some new things. They're working through that. I spoke to them. I put a message into my heard back since last night because somebody asked me last night about it. But I did get a follow-up from him a little over a week ago. They are still moving forward. This technology is being done. They are making adjustments to move forward. There will be a little bit more of a delay, guys, because if the base asset that you have goes from $1 down into pennies, oddly enough, in the last week, it's gone up 600%, right? But just from 0.0008 to like 4.8 cents, right? So the crypto market, it's a weird thing in itself. So they are still moving things forward as far as we know. It's just hang in there, hang tight. And the goal there is to create value in the marketplace. So that's kind of the idea there. And again, Crypto Gods has some, TruBadger has some, I have some, right? We're part of that whole community as well. And so we wish them success in moving that forward and make it happen on that side of it. You know, this is not a straight path in this space. It's early technology, right? A matter of fact, I mean, if you look at it, there was a thing called Webvan. Anybody here remember Webvan back in the .com days, right? They built big warehouses all over the place. They were going to be the delivery system that was going to get products and services to your door. They were just a little too early, right? They raised billions of dollars, and it was just a little bit too early. They took a different approach from it. Amazon, on the other hand, said, let's get good at delivering one thing. And it was actually brilliant, because if you think about it, because there's something called media mail, right? Media mail is where you can ship things extremely cheap, right? So they went after books because they knew that with the media mail, they could deliver things very quickly to people, strategic warehouses. I mean, if you look at the history of what was done there and built, then they started saying, okay, let's go into some other categories. But I don't know if you guys know this. Amazon tried to go into auctions against eBay, and they failed, right? So they said, oh, let's have people be able to put auction stuff up there. Amazon also tried to come out with phones, and they failed, right? So not everything, and matter of fact, if you look at it, there is a giant pile at Google of projects that they put out there that most of us never even heard of, that are ones that didn't work, right? So it's everything you do doesn't need to work. What you need to do is continue to move things forward and put it together, right? Our goal is not to be involved in thousands of projects over the next 5 to 8 years, but it's to find that 40, 50, 60, 80 projects, 100 projects that we get involved with, things like Otherverse and Muon. If you guys get a chance, this is a good thing to do. Go to muon.net and subscribe to their social media. They are doing 20 people already building on their chain, right? So, you know, because they built their own protocols, right? So instead of ERC20, it's in MRC 2721, right? They're building their own ecosystem, and they already have 20 people building on that project and moving that forward. Why is that important to you? Well, if you hold TruBadger, TruBadger holds Muon tokens, right? If you hold Crypto Gods, it holds Muon tokens, right? So this is one of our partnerships that's there. and you'll see the activity that's taking place and what they're doing and where they're moving things forward, right? So we're going to continue to lay the foundation, continue to build, continue to move forward. We've been working with Otherverse, we've looked and we've seen what a lot of other metaverses have out there, and there's a ton of stuff coming out from. So I got to tell you, being in the metaverse space right now is like being in NFTs when CryptoPunks launched, right? It literally is going to be in the next boom market, and through this bear market into the next boom market, it's going to be metaverses, 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 metaverses. And the data and the information that's coming off on metaverses right now is freaking phenomenal, right? Now we have to look at it, and we've gotten a chance now to see a lot of metaverses. And there are some that are coming out with great graphics, great things. But there's one thing that I believe Otherverse, no, I don't believe, I know Otherverse has that none of the other ones do, is the experience in running metaverses for 17 years, continuously, profitably, and have figured out a lot of the things that a lot of the people don't know yet. And if you don't know what you don't know it, and you're going to have to learn it the hard way. And that is by running into it, right? By making the mistakes and figure it out. And so I believe the project that we're working on has the advantage over all the rest of them, no matter how much money they have, no matter what their resources are. Those things don't stop you from running into problems, right? It just is what it is, right? Amazon had a lot of money when they tried to go in the phone business, okay? Lots of it, okay? It didn't mean it worked, right? Because again, it's that experience, it's the know-how, it's the drive that's there and make it happen, right? And that is the side that we have going for us with Otherverse. And again, why is it important? TruBadger holds Otherverse tokens. Crypto Gods holds Otherverse tokens, right? Our projects are being supported and backed by the resources of what we're developing with these projects and what we're doing from there. And then, of course, these relationships are giving us the opportunity to take phenomenal ideas and begin to form them in the background and start to put them together where we have the possibility of launching things that have amazing impact, solve big problems, create a ton of value out there. What's the result of solving problems, creating a ton of value, and having a huge impact on society? In business, it means what? Huge, huge profitability, valuations, right? That's the Amazons of the world. That's the Microsofts of the world. That's the Visas of the world. These are businesses that solve problems, created value in the marketplace, right? And that's what we are doing in the background with all the resources and everything that we're building and we're putting together. And I've got to say, I've worked, so I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. Okay. I worked with a lot of people over those years. And the team that we've assembled and put together, I believe has the potential, with the resources in place and everything else, to create some phenomenal opportunities in the future. But you just don't snap your fingers and these things are created, right? They start with, and I'm going to go back to, because I like to point out examples. Okay. The guys from Bored Ape Yachts created 10,000 JPEGs, the concept and the idea. Now they've bought CryptoPunks. They just bought other brands. They raised $450 million from a VC group in order to build a metaverse, right? From very simple 10,000 apes that to me didn't make any damn sense, right? The art, the whole thing, they all look similar to me, right? To be honest with you, to me, it looks like they phoned it home. I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they put a lot of work and effort and energy behind it, but it looks like they just phoned it in, right? On that side of it. And again, we know how hard it is to do an NFT project properly. So my hat goes off to him, because anybody that can pull it off and do it right and put all the elements together has put a lot of work into it. But again, it's what we're laying out right now, guys. I don't care what it looks like right now. I don't care if you go look at any of the market caps. I don't care if you go look at the resale value right now, the projects we're working on. That is not where we're going. That's where we're at right now. But the foundation is being laid out for us to build and create significant value in the world. And from that will come what we're all looking to get and make. But it's not going to happen overnight, right? It takes time for us to put these things in place and continue to do them. All right, we got a couple more questions. Is Ethereum still the only choice for purchasing the Otherverse NFT? Yes, Philip, it will be Ethereum, and that's their choice, right? For them to do that. And we'll have more updates on that as we get close. As I said, we'll have some that are set aside for us to be able to get them. A benefit of being part of what we're doing is that you're not going to have to stand in line or compete against all the other people that want to get involved in that project. And if you're going to do Otherverse, you want to be in the first drop, right? Because the first drop is going to get you the second and the third drop automatically. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw in the Star Babies list, if there is a second Star Babies series that is done for additional purposes to do additional stuff, you will get that airdrop to you if you hold the first one, right? So just like they did with Bored Ape Yacht, right? If you own that one, you got the Mutant Ape for free, right? You got that airdrop. That is another benefit of it. So if another Stardom project pops up where we say, hey, here's a reason for doing it. By the way, we don't do stuff for no reason. There's got to be a real reason to move forward and do that. You will receive that airdrop on a utility side of that's being done from there. So just want to make sure that everybody understands that. Does a yeah, Drew, we wouldn't have somebody do a speaking role. So Drew is asking, is it, what happens if they do a speaking role and it gets cut in on the editing floor and it actually doesn't make it in the film? I would not let that happen. I would beat somebody like a redheaded stepchild on a Friday afternoon, right? After spending the day at the pub, right? I mean, it would not be a very pretty sight for them if they ever tried to pull something like that. If you would be in the film, right? So the editor would be, that's who would beat, by the way, is the editor, not anybody else, right? Just the editor. So anyway, you guys know I love to throw humor in here. It gets a little, you gotta have fun with life there. So please don't report me to PETA or Taco Bell or any of that stuff, right? I'm just, whatever agency would handle that side of beating a redheaded stepchild on a Friday afternoon after spending the day at the pub. So, all right. So yeah, definitely you would end up with a role in the film and you would get to see yourself on screen and point and go, that's me. My wife does that occasionally. She says, honey, look, imagine being that person going, that's me, mom. That's me, mom. It's, in the different films and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, there are some NFTs that are still available. And by the way, look, if you guys don't want them, I'm okay with it, because right now we're getting $200 in NFT and we can, right, that goes towards creating value here. If you guys don't take it and they go for $250, that's $50 more per NFT. A percentage that's going to the projects, right, for us to move things forward. Yeah. And look, if they have to go to public sale day and they go for 300, that's even more money. So I'm good with it. This was something that we put together. What we've done already has helped because it paid some expenses along the way to get to where we're at, but we're there now. Wednesday, boom, the trigger's going to be lit. Things are going to start moving forward of next week, right? So a week from tomorrow. And then we do that run all the way into a launch. And then of course, the public sale. And then hopefully we can get these things sold out. Sell all 10,000, the amount of value we can create. So even if you're on here and you're going, well, I can't right now, it's not in my budget to be involved with it, whatever it is. When it comes to promoting this, guys, promote the heck out of it. Because if you hold TruBadger, if you hold a Crypto God, if you hold an MMAC, the value, remember, rising tide is going to raise all ships, right? Everything that's out there. And so what we want to do is have our first home run. Bored Ape Yachts had one home run. They've purchased several projects now. They are moving towards becoming who knows how much, a $50 billion entity or whatever it is. Imagine being a part of something like that, where that rising tide is raising your ship. But first of all, you have to have a boat in the water. Otherwise, you just get your feet wet on the shore. Okay, so you got to have a boat in the water. You got to be able to be ready to go there. And then when, no matter how high the tide raises, you're on top of the water and not standing on the ground under the water. Okay, and we don't want you underwater. We want you with us on the surface, on the yachts, on the catamarans, getting some great sun, shipping a little champagne, and having a good time. So you notice, you see Don and them going, oh my God, can he just, do we have the mute? Corey's he's already checked out. He's like, we should have muted this thing like 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago.
His screen has been frozen for 10 minutes. He's gone.
Yeah. All right, guys, anything you want to say to everybody before we go? We had some fun. We answered some questions, and we talked to you guys about where we think things are going and what the future looks like. So thank you for joining us. Corey, say goodnight to Corey. I mean, say goodnight to everybody else.
Good night, Corey.
Good night, Corey. Good
I
night
have a
to
couple of
everybody.
things. I have three things.
Oh,
Short
Dawn
things.
has 3 things. Hang in
Three
there.
things.
Up 7 people already just left, but go
That's
ahead.
okay. They'll catch the replay. No problem. First of all, we have 204 Star Babies NFTs left. So you heard Peter. There is going to be high demand in a couple of days. You guys have till Sunday to get them for $200 each. I suggest if you want one, you get it, because we can't offer that price anymore after Sunday. That's it. That was a special thing we got for working so hard on the project. That's gone. Okay, you'll have to pay $250 or $300 if you want one after that. And like they said, there's lots of influencers. We've never had this many influencers on a project of ours. This is huge if you don't understand what that means. So please pay attention to that. That means everything. That means lots of eyeballs are on it. Lots of people are hearing about it that we didn't have that reach before. Now we do. So just pay attention, please. Get in there, get one before they're gone. You're going to regret it. I promise you, with everything coming and the value of these. Okay, enough about that. So there are some notes from Sharona that she very much wanted us to mention. And sorry, Corey, I wasn't sure if you were going to take this or whatever, but I'll just go ahead and read it if that's okay. I know you're going in and out too. So TruBadger sponsors the Yorkshire Country Cricket Club Golf Day. That is tomorrow. You may have heard about this. If you haven't, check your email. Notifications have gone out. Posts have been made. Can't get into the whole detail of it right now. But anyway, it's a really great opportunity, a really great team of people who are supporting us. They are holders and they're just beautiful, and they're putting banners out for us and clothing items on players. And it's just amazing what they're doing to get the word about TruBadger out there and Nexus. So tomorrow is their golf day, June 29th, Wednesday. I will put the link. It's a Twitter space is where the actual, what do you want to call it? The streaming, I guess, of the golf tournament. And it starts tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific. So I will put that information in there for you too in the chat here. Folks can still send their donations to the sponsorship wallet in either BNB or Matic if you would like to do that. Any amount is appreciated. It doesn't matter if it's $5. If you want to contribute to what they're doing, that would be amazing. I will also post the wallet in the chat here in just a second. So there's a link to a form in Zoom chat that Sharona is going to post for us here in the chat in just a minute. It's not going to be on YouTube for security, or you can email Sharona@coolabrands.com for the form and the wallet number. Okay, so both of those details, you can just email her and she'll get you everything. You may or may not have received a robo-text from us. If you have registered for any of our NFT projects before, you may have opted in to receive notifications from us, text or email. You gave us the approval to do that. We took everybody on that list and we sent out a robo-text. That's just an automatic text with a message. I'll read you the message real quick. Just to confirm it is from us. We did legitimately send it. It's not a scam. So dear friends, we have sent out a special text message regarding our current Stardom Chance Star Babies NFTs to those who have participated in a Nexus ecosystem project already or have expressed interest in doing so. The list also included those who have purchased Star Babies in the event they are interested in another or sharing the information package shared in the text. We just want to let you know again and confirm it is a valid text coming from Nexus TruBadger, and we did send it. So please look for that if you opted in. And I think that's everything. Let me just copy and paste this Twitter Spaces link for you. Sharona just put the form. So copy paste that information. If you want to watch the golf tournament tomorrow, it's going to be live streaming on Twitter Spaces, and we can all participate and cheer them on and see the TruBadger logo in places. It's going to be super fun.
And thank Dawn right now. Put in a 1 in the chat, because if I forgot to talk about that and Sharona would have fired me tomorrow morning, I would have been out of a job. But Dawn saved me right
No
there.
kidding.
Thank you, Dawn. You saved me.
You are
I don't have to have
anytime.
the wrath
Anytime.
of Sharona telling me.
Yes. Nobody needs that. Here is the wallet, guys, in chat. If you want to send a donation in either BNB or Matic, you can send to that wallet. It's legitimate.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Anything to protect you.
Thank you, Dawn, from stopping Sharona from firing.
Yes.
Peter, because that would have been a
You mentioned, I'm
disaster
like,
for all
oh,
of
yeah,
us.
I promised her. I told her I would do that. So
It's okay.
It was the pita and the Taco Bell. Somebody texted me and asked me why I said pita and Taco Bell, because pita is the thing you put food in and Taco Bell is food. They're both food, right? Pita bread,
Technically,
pita, Taco
yes.
Bell.
They are
Okay.
food, yes.
Just checking.
All right.
PETA means something completely different for me in the tech world, but I won't go into that on a call.
Oh no. And
All
we
right,
digress.
guys. Thank you,
usual.
everybody. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
And share Nexus, share what we're doing.
Yeah.
And things are going to be much brighter as we move things along and continue to push forward to success. $1 trillion in digital value created in the next 4 to 7 years.
Amen.
Thank you, guys.